Hey, what's up everybody? Lawler here, your inside source for all things Rocket League. Today's video, we're going to be breaking down some of the new stuff that is going on around the scene with teams being picked up. An interesting one at that, where they're dropping a roster, picking up another one. Kind of like an FC Barcelona situation for lesser pay. Al0t didn't miss signups this time around, so he's got a new team, so we'll talk about that, as well as where the players are coming from. And then some bans that have been handed out by CRL and whether that's going to translate over to the RLCS league. So a lot to talk about, but before we get into all that, as always, if you guys enjoy the content, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, notifications, all that fun stuff. And if you want to support me directly, easiest way to do so, in the description down below, you can find all my social medias. Make sure you go give those a like and follow as well. But with that said, let's get straight into the news. How's it going, everybody? Today is Thursday. A lot of exciting stuff that's been going on over the past couple of nights. Also, as you can see, I am standing. This is part of the reason why I got the standing desk. Being able to like talk with my hands and actually articulate and less strain on the vocals is pretty slick. So maybe you'll see this angle a little bit more often. The plan, to kind of give you guys an idea, is I'm going to take this green screen and it's going to go to that wall. And then this wall is going to be like Rocket League memorabilia. Let me give you kind of an idea. Give me a sec. So to put in perspective, I've got stuff like this, posters that will hang on the wall, all my lanyards and stuff from like events that I've gone to and everything. Then I've also got like key moments like this framed where it's the guys winning the world championship. So that kind of stuff is going to be across these two walls, and I'll do a full studio tour video after I get everything set up. I've got another PC that's going to be coming for editing on this desk and coding stuff, and there's a lot of things in progress. So the studio is going to continue to get updated. But when I have things the way I want them to, that's when we'll do a studio preview for y'all. I am taking like progress shots. So like as I go from one place to another, or if like my desk used to be here, now it's here, like I took different shots of that. So there'll hopefully be like more of a time lapse. So you guys can see the difference in that. So stay tuned for studio updates when I get it all figured out. So with that said, to get into everything right away, if you guys don't know, the team Down to Earth used to be a little bit different, and they ended up picking up a roster that has now changed. They have released their old roster with Astro, Aeon, and Spider, and they have now picked up the Zookeepers roster. If you guys don't know Zookeepers, and you can take a look at the tweet and everything, they have picked up Bambi, J-Bot, and Tool from Zookeepers, which is interesting because the results from Zookeepers haven't been all that great in comparison to what Down to Earth has been doing. I don't know if this is a similar circumstance to what happened with Barcelona, where Barcelona had a really good team, and even though there was funds that were starting to kind of trickle down, Barcelona obviously going through some difficult times, they dropped their roster and then picked up a new one for probably a cheaper pay. And I don't know if it's due to the pandemic or what's going on. So to kind of explain what's happening, you now have the Down to Earth team is now what Zookeepers used to be. So Zookeepers is becoming Down to Earth. Down to Earth is going back to their old team, which is Continuum. That is what's going on. I don't know the exact reason as to why it's happening, but I can only assume it's due to like monetary reasons. I looked at the replies and stuff, and they don't really provide any additional information other than just, you know, good luck to Continuum in their future endeavors. Next up is going to be Al0t. He does put out a tweet, a little bit of a joke here, and says, actually didn't miss signups this time for a regional. Someone compliment me for signing up. Skills, please. The roster for Regional 2 in the second split is me, CokeHUN and Shotts. If you guys don't know the players, we're going to start with Al0t. Obviously, you guys know Al0t. I'm not even going to waste my time on that. But they ended up missing the signups for the first regional. He was a day late for whatever reason, so he just didn't play. New team now is with Shotts. We're going to start with. He's a Scottish player that used to be on Team Your Ma. They formed back in May. I think it was like May 3rd. They disbanded May 29th and then got back together July 20th and have been together ever since. Shotts does still show active for that current roster of Your Ma. But looking at results, they did play in the fall regional event number 2, where they ended 29 to 30 seconds. So not all that great. On the other side of it then, you look at Coke, and Coke is a 20-year-old Hungarian player, which was previously with MTK Budapest. They placed 25th to 32nd in both Regional 3 for fall and Regional 1 for winter, so also not the greatest results, which doesn't make me too confident in what this team is going to be. The team name will be called Cavemen, which I think suits a lot in his personality and how they're going to go about playing. But hopefully they have some better results than what we saw when CHOKT came together, because that was pretty yikes. Mr. Editor, if you'd like to show their results somewhere here from the grid, it was not good. Now, the biggest conversation point in this video is going to be the fact that multiple players are being banned from CRL. If you guys haven't seen the news, this is, I think, the third player now that has been banned. To what has been informed from what people are telling me that kind of see the Discord and how it plays out from some of the other CRL players that I talked to on my stream, is that some of the chat logs that are being start to be brought to light are in violation of section 7.1.3, which states players shall not behave in a manner which violates these rules, which is disruptive, unsafe, or destructive, or which is otherwise harmful to the enjoyment of a game by other users as intended by Psyonix, as decided by Psyonix. In particular, players shall not engage in harassing or disrespectful conduct, use of abusive or offensive language, game sabotage, spamming, social engineering, scamming, or any unlawful activity deemed as toxic behavior. That's in quotes. Apparently, there's been offensive and racist language and stuff, and it looks like the CRL is starting to crack down on it. So far, there's been 3 players banned, and many are curious as if these types of things are going to carry over to the RLCS. This led to a conversation on my stream today. If you guys don't know, I do stream almost daily. The only day I don't really stream is probably Tuesdays from like 2 p.m. Central onward over at twitch.tv/Lawler. Link you can find down in the description. But we got into the conversation about how changes definitely need to be made to help the scene grow and kind of become a little bit more mature. One of the things that was really brought up on my side is that Psyonix does need to start holding people accountable. Obviously, they do put a lot of rules in place. Stuff as simple as like when you sign up on Battle5 for regionals, you sign up with a specific name. And in the rules, it states that whatever your name is upon sign up, it also has to be the same in game. And when you see, you know, Energy Juiced-In or, you know, Wide People Happy or whatever it is, and this applies to a lot of different players. Obviously, Zombie Poop Shark or ZPS, which is what I think he signed up as, was Zombie previously. And I know not only is it confusing for new people coming to watch in, and that's kind of the real problem with it. I personally don't care, but when you have people come in and they sign up with a different name for like whether it be casters or viewers, that kind of stuff can be confusing and it just hinders the ability to get in. It's not by much, but it's still just one extra thing that you have to worry about. And Psyonix has never really, I guess, doubled down on it. Like they set it as a rule. It's a precedent that they set saying like, we don't allow you to do this. But then instead of finding players like they should, they allow them to get away with it. And that's kind of the double standard that's created here is if Psyonix is going to implement these rules and they are things that they want to put in, then they need to do something about it. And I think that's kind of where it starts. So I do agree with the steps CRL is taking. And it'll be interesting to see on what kind of effect it has on both sides of the league. If people in CRL start putting out some of these other DMs that have been deemed racial or disrespectful or toxic or whatever you want to call them, what are the kind of results we're going to see happen? I do think a little bit stricter is going to help with making sure that the scene doesn't stagnate and it continues to grow and take it more seriously. I guess the best comparison you can really make is if, I mean, you go and look at like League of Legends, this stuff just does not happen. It's not a thing that they even have to worry about. The players have what they have. And it also makes it because changing your name is a little bit more harder on the League of Legends client. But again, it's just stuff that they don't deal with. It's stuff that they don't have to worry about, and it allows them to focus and put efforts towards other things that are more important. And again, I don't disagree with what CRL is doing and how they're applying this, even if the messages are a little bit older. That stuff I don't think belongs anywhere. I'm okay with the banter and the trash talk and stuff, as it does provide, again, better storylines and a little bit more character into some of these matches. But some of the stuff that I've seen that's being said is definitely not okay. So I'm glad to see them cracking down on it. That is your news for Rocket League for today. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, as always, drop them down below. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the standing as compared to the sitting. If you prefer the aesthetic, it's going to get better behind me eventually, but let me know what you guys think. Any videos you'd like to see me put out as well, leave those in the comments down below, and we'll try to mix some stuff up. We've got power rankings coming up somewhat soon. We're just waiting for some of these new teams with rosters to kind of develop a little bit, as well as sitting down with Marky Duda and talking about Season 2 LAN in Amsterdam that they ended up winning, as well as some interviews with content creators and stuff like we did with Leth a couple weeks back. So a lot of things in the portfolio on stuff that I want to make. It's just a matter of scheduling and making things become available for time for scheduling for everybody. So that is going to do it for me, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you next time.